I think more than anything, we had a lot of things out of our favour, if you like. We lost the toss in both games, and we managed to find a way in very difficult conditions, with very little lead up to the series as well. So for us to, in the past, I think we've been guilty of being slow starters, whether it be home or away. So for us to start as well as that was really pleasing, but also to keep growing as a team and improving throughout the two games was, I think, quite impressive. That's exactly what we want, and it's now the challenge is to replicate over and over again as a team. We've got to look at this as a platform, as a starting position, and not be happy with what we've achieved. We've got 4 very important games, against arguably the best team in the world in their own conditions. We're going to have to play right at the top of our game to win out there, but we couldn't be in a better place to go and challenge them, and that really excites me, and it should excite the rest of the group as well. Yeah, I think it's hugely important. I think for me the most impressive thing from this week was, for a large proportion of it, we were behind the game and we were chasing the game, but for us to stick in first and is to hold the game for as long as we did and make it very difficult for them to get away from us was very impressive. And for a team to be as effective as they were on that wicket shows the improvement of taking wickets abroad, something that we've struggled with in the past. And then more than anything, the way that we've dealt with pressure today, both in the field and with the bat. In the field, to have that expectation for our spinners to go and win us the game, restrict them to a total that we could chase down. For guys with very little cricket behind them to take that on themselves and to do it was a brilliant effort. And then for our batters to stay as calm and poised as they did was really something. That partnership towards the end there was really impressive. It's probably one of the hardest things to manage in this part of the world, and that old adage of first for show, second for dough, I think it really came through those two guys. Seeing us home was a very impressive partnership. It's going to be strange. I think we've also got to be quite realistic. We're going to have 7 or 8 days now with no cricket at all, 6 days in quarantine, and then 3 very important days of prep ahead of the series. But one thing we have got is a huge amount of confidence coming out of these 2 games, and we've sort of had to manage different situations, so all of that will stand us in really good stead. And I think it's really important that, like going into this series, we're very smart about what it is we take into the games, and hopefully we can manage that well and get off to a good start. Yeah, I think as any captain around the world will tell you want your best players available, fit, firing at the top of the game all of the time. And I think the other thing to mention is I think Joss has kept extremely well in these conditions. I thought he was outstanding, flawless throughout the 2 games. So huge credit for that too, as alongside his runs and the way he dealt with the pressure today. But as I mentioned, you always want all your best players there as often as possible. Unfortunately, because of the world we're in right now, it's not feasible, and we have to manage that as best we can. But he's still got an opportunity to affect the series, and I'm sure he'll be desperate to carry on the good form.